Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Jake and I'm going to be running this YouTube channel called a Mystic Islands trading card game today. So basically what this is, I'm going to try to introduce you to this as much as possible. It is a homemade trading card game made from scratch, and it was a combination of ideas I had from past games that I created, which I will be showing off eventually. But yeah, basically Mystic Islands, the whole idea behind it is it's a mystical fantasy land, like in medieval times basically. There's dragons, there's dwarves, there's mages, skeletons, or stuff like that, pirates. And it's basically set in that type of universe, and I guess the main premise is there was an island that was connected all together at one point. It was just one big landmass in the middle of the ocean, and I guess over time it separated for various reasons, which I will be getting into in lore videos very soon. I'll try to get those up as soon as possible. And each little island that came off of that main mass has become its own faction. So basically, sorry, I'm not great at explaining this. So basically, there are 6 factions in the game. 7 technically, but doesn't really count. So the first faction is going to be the Royalty Faction. Oh, sorry. There you go, the Royalty Faction. Now, what this is, it is just basically humans, and they are loyal to the kingdom, and they are one faction. And you'll learn more about them in the lore video. Sorry about the lighting there. And then each faction has a different way to win the game. So this is where it gets a little bit complex, but it's also pretty interesting. So the Royalty Faction, what they like to do is have a lot of little soldiers out on the field, have lots of numbers against your opponent, and eventually over time they end up making each other stronger and gaining you health in the process. So that's a pretty fairly good way to win the game, I'd say. The next one I'm going to be showing off is the Mage Faction, which is purple with a little moon in the top right up there. That's the little symbol. All the numbers and everything will make sense soon enough. I'll come out with an official rules video very soon. This is an ability card, so it does not have the numbers right here. So you don't have to worry about that right now. But the mages basically, they're also usually human, and they basically practice magic, and they use spells and control to win the game. So basically you want to control everything that's going on. You don't want your opponent to take advantage of you at any point, obviously. So what they like to do is establish a good defense and basically just have a good defense and work away at the game at their own pace, not at their opponent's pace. So the next one is the Pirates. Pirates are brown. That's their color right there. Pretty interesting, I guess. What the pirates like to do is get you as much resources as possible. Now, they try to gain you resources any way they can. Now, here is where I'm going to kind of fork in here with what the resources actually are. Now, this is what the resources are. It's called the Chaos Crystal, and it's basically like a land in Magic the Gathering, or energy in Pokemon. You know, it's just the base card that you use to pay for everything in the game, which is sneak peek what this number up here, and up here actually stands for, the amount of these you need to play it. It's going to look a lot different when it's actually printed. These were the backs I had designed, but they're not my favorite, and I changed them up. So I'm going to be getting a Game Crafter pack soon that's going to be full of the actual, what these will actually look like. So don't worry about that. That's coming soon. If you want to see that, like and subscribe. You already know what to do. But yeah, just throwing that in there. I'll show you guys what all this stuff means right now. I'm just going over the basics. Sorry about that. But the next faction is going to be the dwarves. Now, what the dwarves are, ironically, you know, when you think of a dwarf, you think that they're very small. But in my game, I've decided that I want the dwarves to actually be the strongest creatures and use the largest amount, well, the most amount of large creatures. So basically, you can see this guy right here. He's a 4/4. He's a bigger dude compared to this guy. As you can see, he was a 1/1. So basically what the dwarves do is they just try to overwhelm your opponent with big numbers on offense. So you just get out guys that are just so big that your opponent just is overwhelmed, and you just win because your guys are just stronger than theirs. So basically the whole idea behind them is I'm going to be bigger and stronger than you, and you can't stop me. So that's kind of cool. The next one is the Goblin Faction. Now these guys are a little interesting, and they're pretty difficult to play, so you have to be very strategic. But what these guys do is they're very offensive, not offensive, and they basically try to deal as much damage to your opponent as possible. But the catch is, since they are so good at dealing damage to your opponent, they actually deal usually lesser damage to you. So they basically are like kamikaze. So they come in and they try to attack your opponent as hard as they can, as fast as they can, kill them as soon as they can. But at the same time, you're also hurting yourself. So you need to make sure that you have the game under your control, or else things could go south very, very quickly. All right, and then the very last faction, technically main faction, is the Skeleton Faction. I almost said Clumsy Bones there. Now, what this faction does is also very interesting. Now, in my game, the skeletons are based off of the mages, actually, in the lore. And what they are, they're just dead soldiers, dead mages, dead people. You know what I'm saying? And what they are, they're basically brought back to life by the mages by accident, and their island becomes basically, I don't know what the word is, maybe haunted or cursed. And basically, any skeletons that are on that island come back to life. And the way the skeletons help you win the game is they actually sacrifice themselves for you. So basically, you use a bunch of skeletons, and when they die, they usually benefit you to winning the game. So you basically, your opponent's going to try to kill your creatures anyway. So the idea behind that is, why don't you let them kill your creatures, because it's going to help you in the long run, and it does. So that's the main 6 factions right here: royalty, mages, pirates, dwarves, goblins, skeletons. All right, that's the main factions here. And then I have one faction that it's not really a faction, because it's not a cohesive group that wins in a certain way, but it's just neutral cards. So neutral cards are kind of like in between. They're basically creatures that live on the islands that are not necessarily part of the fight, if you know what I mean. They're not necessarily working for any of the factions here. So this guy, he's a mystical Aegean dragon. Cool name, I thought. And yeah, he's pretty solid. He's a rare. So that's pretty cool. So these are the main 7 factions, basically. 6 plus 1, I guess, if you want to count it. Here is the Chaos Crystal one more time, just in case you forgot. Don't forget, you need these to play the game. And I'm going to go over how many you need and everything like that in a future video. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I really do. I can't wait to make more content for you guys. It's coming up soon. Hopefully better quality videos. I'm using my phone, stuff like that. But, it's going to get the job done right now. If you do like these videos and you do like what I'm doing here, please share, like, subscribe. And I'm going to have my Instagram and Twitter in the bio, or in my bio, yeah, down below, description, whatever. And please follow those if you want to see more of this stuff, because I'm going to be posting a lot on there, and I'm super excited for this game. Man, set 1's almost done already, so I really have a lot of stuff to show you guys. And I need your feedback down below, so let me know what you think about this game. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.